Right, so a little while ago I went out on this Dutch army training exercise more or less, and they distributed these Dutch army rations. I'm fairly certain that these are standard issue Dutch army rations, but I'm not actually part of the military, so I could be a bit wrong on that, but they distributed like a buttload of these, so I made sure I took some extra with me because I like free food, and I thought I'd unbox this on this channel right here because, I mean, it's sort of relevant for my channel, and also I think it's pretty interesting. And then thirdly, it's because I'm kind of hungry and I want to eat something, so just don't really want to keep this waiting around in the closet for that much longer. So I'm gonna be unboxing this and then eating it because there's some nice snackies in there. Yeah, this right here is a vol packet, as we call it. It's warm breakfast and lunch. It's also got some other thingamaboos in there. So it's got like a shitty little toothbrush, some tissue paper, matches, and even chewing gum. So first gonna be taking this apart. These right here are like ready to eat meal pouches. They're not dried though. Like these contain a lot of liquid, so they're actually pretty heavy. And you're supposed to be able to warm these up in like a tank of hot water, and then you get some nice warm evening food. But this right here is breakfast and lunch. So all of this stuff is actually dried and it's more or less lightweight. It's also got a buttload of calories, which you can see right here. So this should keep you going for the day. So I'm first gonna be taking this apart right here, see if I can manage my camera properly. I mean, we got the tripod right here, so I think we should be fine, but I'm multitasking right here, which is very difficult for me. But we're gonna be opening this up, and it's got some more bags in here. So it's actually got a lot of shit. So this right here is the crappy paper, which will tell you just how unhealthy this food right here is. So you just throw that off to the side because it doesn't matter. It's food. You eat it. And this right here is lightweight travel, lunch, lightweight food. It's more or less just breakfast cereal, which you open up. It says bananas and berries, apparently. But you just open these bags up, and you combine it with water, and then you got some oats, more or less. Now, on its own, this food is not really particularly exciting. It is nice and lightweight, though, and it probably contains a lot of carbohydrates. But if you open both of these up, if you want a really healthy, energy-rich, like a sugar bomb breakfast, you open both of these up, you combine them into one bag. And then I think this bag right here, this is like a mixed bag with a bunch of other things that you combine with water. So this is some chicken soup right here, and just an assortment of other things. So sambal, just like spicy pepper and whatnot, coffee, sugar, creamer. It's like a mixed bag of fun goodies, which you get through the day. If you got some hot water, you know, you can have a nice little break with this bag right here. It's just a lot of small packages in here, and they all pretty much look the same, so you'll end up searching for sugar if you want some sugar. Like, there's not really much difference in between sugar and coffee creamers, so you're constantly searching for what you actually want. But what I was looking for was this cocoa powder right here. So if you want a nice and unhealthy diabetes-inducing breakfast, you combine both of these bags into one bag, you combine it with the cocoa powder, and then you just add all the sugar sticks in there. And there you go, diabetes in a bag. It was actually quite good, I gotta say, so I'm probably gonna try that breakfast for tomorrow, and hope I can put off the diabetes for at least another 10 years. But those are the sugar sticks. Then, as I mentioned, we got coffee creamer, we got iced tea lemonade. I haven't actually tried this one yet. I'm gonna imagine this probably tastes quite disgusting, but we're gonna try that one day as well. Tea bags, salt, sambal. Got some pepper too, some more cocoa powder, and bouillon. Now I looked at the translation of this because my vocabulary is kind of lacking when it comes to food, but this is broth, so this is beef broth right here, for 1 cup. Now there's some difference in between these roll packages. Some have like tomato soup and some have chicken broth. This has chicken soup and beef broth. It's just a luck of the draw, I guess. Some are more tasty than others. But we'll be moving on, so this is some more iced tea, and we've already pretty much been through this. So there's enough coffee in here to keep you going. I do prefer filter coffee, but in the field, this will make do. As long as you can have just a nice warm cup of coffee. But then we move on to this package right here. So this more or less contains some hearty stuff, like a Dextro Energy sugar tablet package. So right here we got some peach marmalade. Then we got some pate as well. So this is tuna pate. Actually, I was very lucky with this package because this one is definitely the best one. I mean, there's also the tomato variant that isn't really all that tasty, but tuna, that's a delicacy right there. But I guess the main thing of this package right here is the biscuits. So we got 2 packages of fruit biscuits. So these are nice and sweet. And we also got plain old biscuits, the brown biscuits. These ones don't really taste like much of anything. I guess you can combine these with a pate in order to get something tasty out of that. But actually, one of the things that was taught to us is like to make a snack bag. This package contains like another one of these sealable bags, so if you're out in a hurry and you gotta walk around, then one thing you can do is just like crumple up these biscuits and this dextro energy package. Like these are sugar tablets, and just make a nice snack bag, like a party mix. Dutch Army Trail Mix in a bag. And you just put this in your jacket, and then you got a nice snack bag which you can snack from while you're walking around. So that's if you're in a hurry and you don't really have a lot of time to be sitting around. But yeah, these biscuits right here, I think they're actually pretty much the same as like hard cakes, which you can buy in more outdoor stores. They pretty much look the same, so I'm actually wondering as to whether or not they're from the same company. But these are just like pretty boring dried out biscuits. This one is a tiny bit sweet. I mean, it's better than what I expected. It's still not particularly amazing, but I mean, it'll get you some energy, and it'll make a mess of your fucking tables. But yeah, then we also got Mexican chili bean pate and Ardenish pate, or Ardenese. It's from the fucking Ardennes. Really fucking amazing. So we're gonna be throwing that on the table. This, as I mentioned, are just sugar tablets. Not sure if this is from the actual Dextro brand, or it's just a copycat, but it's got vitamin fucking C in there, so that's pretty cool, right? Just tastes like sugar. What else we got? Sugar peanuts. So, you know, you also just throw this into your little party bag, and then you got some peanuts in there. But it was a corporal that was teaching us about this here, wool paquet. But he said, like, there's guys out there that actually throw in the savory stuff into the party mix bag. I tried that. Like, I threw the fucking broth in there, and I gotta say, it's not very tasty. He said it would taste like pizza. To me, it just tasted like a bunch of salt. So if you're creating a party bag out of this, I would definitely go with the sweet stuff. Just throw in a bunch of sugar in there, sugary peanuts, and most importantly, your fruit biscuits. I'm actually gonna eat some more of this because I'm hungry. And then lastly, as I already mentioned, you got some tissue papers in here. So I guess this could also suffice as toilet paper if you're in dire need. That's some actual Stimmerol chewing gum. And I guess this right here is probably the most interesting thing. So this is like a small, handy-dandy little toothbrush, which does not really work all that well. I mean, I'd probably rather use the chewing gum as a toothbrush than this thing. But it's a little circular, plasticky kind of thing that you just jam into your mouth and you roll around, I guess. Well, actually, I think the instructions read that you're actually supposed to use your fingers to, like, swipe this against your teeth. It doesn't really work all that great. I mean, it's probably better than nothing. It's probably got some good things in there for your teeth, but in practice, you're also not supposed to swallow this. Well, pretty obviously, because it's plastic and not digestible, but in practice, you just sort of roll this around with your tongue against your teeth. I mean, it works for a little bit, but you're probably just better off using a toothbrush, because that actually works, and this does not really. But still pretty interesting, right? It looks like a weird Mentos. Anyways, the last thing on the list is the matches, which are over here to the left, which you can't actually see in the frame right now. I mean, these are matches. Really fucking exciting. They will light on fire if you light them. These are like the European type where you got like the striker pad against the side, because we're really anal about fire safety. The American type matches are way cooler. Anyways, that was about it. So this is actually better quality food than I would have expected for the Dutch Army. I guess if you're eating this like 7 days a week, you'll probably get pretty tired of it soon. But there's enough stuff in here that you can sort of mix it around and create something interesting. And there's also some variety in what you get with the broths and pates. So it doesn't go entirely still, I guess. But it still doesn't quite beat Toasties. So yeah, that was that. Then we'll move over to the hot meal pouches. So as I already mentioned, these aren't exactly dried. You don't combine these with water. What you do with these is that you throw them into like a... Well, they got these gigantic heavy-duty water tanks with warm water, which you would throw these into, and then that would heat up your meal. And then if you want to take your time and eat it slowly, you just rip this side open right here. And then you use a spoon in order to scrape this stuff out. Let's see, what is this actually? Well, it doesn't say. It looks like goulash, I guess. But you use like a spoon or a fork to spoon this out and eat it, and it should be nice and warm if it was in the water for a while. If you're in a hurry, what you want to be doing is just rip off like a very tiny end here, and then just use this more or less like a thick straw, jam that food into your mouth, swallow it, and then you keep going. But overall, there is some nice variety in this food right here. I'm not sure what this is. I'm not going to be opening this one up. It's already got goulash on the side. Some of them do tell you what's inside. So this is chicken, chickpea, jalfrezi. Not sure if I actually tried this one. And this one is another mystery bag. But there was actually a couple with like typical Dutch food, like boerenkool. That one wasn't particularly appetizing to me, but there was like a spicy chicken variant as well, which I did like. So overall, I gotta say the quality of that food is pretty decent. There's also some pasta variants with meat. Most of them aren't vegetarian, actually. But yeah, those are the hot meal pouches. So mostly because I was too lazy to actually clean up my spork, I just did like the little side beady thing and turned it into a gigantic straw. And there's some leftovers in there normally, but you just gotta squeeze it tight enough, and then you get most of the nutrients out of there. And then you can just throw the bag away, and you don't have to worry about your spork being dirty. But yeah, that was pretty much that. My table is a mess right now, but some pretty interesting, handy-dandy little things in here. And it's nice when you just get free stuff from the Dutch military. But yeah, speaking of being hungry, I'm about to have lunch with some of this stuff right here, giving myself some more diabetes. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this speed unboxing of Dutch Army rations, which may or may not be actual Dutch Army rations. As I mentioned, I'm not actually 100% sure, but we're just gonna fucking go with it. So yeah, I will see you in the next one.